everybody, welcome back to Piece of Beauty. Today I'm here with another product review and demo for you, and I'll be talking about the Giorgio Armani Maestro foundation. It's the Fusion Makeup SPF 15. My shade is in 4.5. Again, this is not a product that is new. It launched sometime last year. It is new to me, and I'm very excited about this product because if you watch me for a while, you know I'm not a big fan of heavy foundations on the skin, and this product is definitely not heavy at all. I'll open it here for you just so you can see even the consistency of this. I hope you can see this, how liquidy that is. Very interesting texture, very interesting way of performing on your skin. I've had this for a couple of weeks now, and I'm testing it out and applying every day. I have it on today, and I've been wearing for a couple hours already, so you can kind of see a little bit of shine peeking through. So some part of it is that from the lights that I have in front of me. But overall, coverage on this foundation is very light to medium tops. You can apply over and over again to try to build up the coverage, but then defeats the point of this foundation, which is basically just kind of blend with your skin and uniform, make it a uniform canvas, but not heavy. So that's the typical foundation I like. It's an interesting texture as well, and you'll notice only if you apply with your fingers. Like if you apply, and I've applied this with brush and fingers and sponges and whatnot, I feel that the fingers is the best way of applying this because you can really feel that it's an oily texture. It contains alcohol. I don't know how much alcohol is in it. Some people compare this with the Dream Lumi something that L'Oreal has, and there's a new one now from Maybelline that came out that could perhaps be a dupe for this. I don't have any of those foundations for me to be able to tell you if I think it's a dupe or not. This one has a very salty price tag. I forgot, I believe it's $60 that retails for. I'll confirm the price. If it's not 60, I'll put down here what it is. You can normally find this in like Nordstrom and places like that. Beautiful foundation though. When you first apply on your face, you almost don't notice anything, and then over time it kind of blends in with your skin and you start seeing the coverage. Has more like it's not a dewy finish at all. If anything, it's more like a matte finish. But again, it keeps your face in place all day. I've been wearing this foundation for a couple weeks, like I mentioned, and on my face you can tell at the end of the day, after 12 hours out of the house, you can tell that when you come home and you clean your face with a wipe and you still have makeup on, that's always a good sign. It doesn't claim to be long wearing, but I do feel that this foundation has a nice staying power, and I feel like it stays on most likely a whole day for you if you don't expect a 24-hour coverage on your foundation. So overall, I'm very pleased with this product. It has SPF Broad-Spectrum 15, so it's not really a very high SPF, but it has SPF. I think it's a very unique foundation from everything I've tried so far. Like I said, if you apply with a brush, it glides right on, but if you apply with your fingers, you can really feel the oily texture. So technically, this is like oil with suspended pigments, and to apply, you really need to shake it up very well before you apply, so it mixes up the pigments. It comes in a nice wide range of shades. Mine is 4.5, which is more like a medium yellow-based shade. Really like this stuff. If you're interested in seeing an application, stay tuned because I have it right after. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Let's go with the application. So I have my foundation here. You want to shake it very well so you mix the pigments with the oil. And I have nothing on my face right now. I'm just gonna apply this using my fingers, which is normally how they recommend. You don't need a lot of product. I'm gonna put it on my finger here, a couple dots. And it's very liquidy, as you can see, it runs everywhere. And then I'm just gonna dot that on my face. We'll start with one coat like this, and then if I see that we need more. It feels oily on your fingers. You can only really notice that when you apply with your hands. With the brush, it just seems it seems like it glides on very well with the brush. With your fingers, you can feel the oil that this has. And then I'm just gonna blend it in. you know, this is not a new product. It is new to me, and I'm quite excited about it. I think it's a very unique formula. At first feels like that there's no coverage in your skin at all, but as it sits throughout the day and it kind of mixes in with your... I've used this for a couple of weeks now. A couple of weeks, no, it's more like about a week I've been using this. And, you know, as you can see, coverage is not super heavy. In fact, it's not heavy at all. But it's just nice and natural. It feels natural, feels nice on the skin too, and it sets nice. I'm gonna do couple more dots here just to see, as far as building up a little coverage, if it helps. I don't honestly like foundations that are super heavy anyway, so for me this is the type of foundation I really like. And again, you know, it feels very, very interesting when you apply with your fingers. You can really feel like the product gliding on. It has a nice scent to it too. You can definitely build up a little bit of coverage with this. And like I said, I've been wearing this for like a little over a week, and I feel like it stays on very well throughout the day. You know, I don't work outside, and my face, my skin is combination to oily, so it gets oily in some areas. Even here, sometimes I get oily, and what you'll notice with this foundation, and what I've been doing, is I'm applying it and not powdering at all, not putting any setting powder over it. I think it's interesting that you will see the oil peeking through a little bit throughout the day. And this is me sitting in an office, air conditioned, so it's not like I'm sitting outside or anything. So if you have oily skin, you'll probably have to powder your face to keep the oil at bay here. But if you have normal to oil combination, it sort of just kind of looks dewy at some point throughout the day. It has a very nice and velvety matte finish to the skin, but it's not heavy. You barely can tell you have any makeup on, and feel like it doesn't feel heavy on the face. You know, when you have a lot of makeup, sometimes it feels heavy. I definitely recommend this foundation. Yes, it's pricey, but it's good stuff.